Chapter 29, These are the terms of the covenant that the Lord God has commanded Moses to make with the Israelites when they were in the land of Moab. Besides the covenant he had made with them at Mount Sinai, Moses gathered all the people. He saw the plagues, the miracles, and the other astonishing things he did. But until today, the Lord has not allowed you to understand, or hear, or comprehend all that you saw. Then he said, When you were in Egypt, you saw what the Lord did to the king, to his officials, and to the whole country. For 40 years he led you through the desert. During all that time, the clothes you wore did not wear out, nor the sandals on your feet. You had no bread to eat, no wine or beer to drink. Today, all of you are here in the presence of the Lord our God. That would be like a plant that sprouts and grows and bears bitter and poisonous fruit. Let no one here hear this oath and then say to himself that all is well and that no harm will come to him. Even though he continues in his wickedness, the chiefs of the tribes, the leaders and authorities, all the men, the children, and the women, all the foreigners living in the camp, even those who cut wood and those who carry water, the Lord God will not forgive anyone who does this. In the future, your descendants and the foreigners who come from distant lands will see the results of the disasters and diseases that the Lord will bring upon this nation. The land will be like the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord God destroyed when he became angry and furious with them. Therefore, in the future, other peoples will ask, why did God do this to this land? Why was he so angry and furious? But what he has revealed, that is, his law is for us and for our descendants forever. He did this so that we would obey all his laws. And the answer will be, God did this because these people broke the covenant that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, made with them. When he brought them out of Egypt, the land will become a desert, completely covered with sulfur and salt. On the contrary, he will unleash his wrath and fury on him and will punish him with all the curses written in this book. And no one will remember him anymore. You remember our life in Egypt, and also remember the countries we passed through. The Lord God became angry with these people, and so he punished their land with all the curses written in this book. He was so angry, so furious, that he uprooted them from the land where they lived and threw them into another land where they are living now. You saw the disgusting idols that the peoples of those countries worship, images of wood, stone, silver, and gold. We defeated them. We took their lands and distributed them among the tribes of Reuben and Gad, and half of the tribe of Manasseh is making this covenant with you today, so that you may be his chosen people, and that he may be your God, as he promised you and as he swore to our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac. This covenant, sealed by God's oath, is not only made with you, who are gathered here today in the presence of the Lord, our God, but God gave you everything you needed so that you would know that he is the Lord our God. When we came here to Moab, it happened that Sihon, king of Heshbon, and Og, king of Bashan, came out with their armies to fight against us. Therefore keep all the terms of this covenant, so that everything you do will succeed. You are here to promise that you will keep the covenant that the Lord our God is making with you by oath. It is also made with all your descendants who are yet to be born. Therefore let none of you man, woman, family, or tribe abandon the Lord our God to worship the gods of those peoples. That would bring destruction to all, both the good and the bad. The Lord will separate him from the tribes of Israel, and will punish him according to all the curses that are in the covenant written in this book of God's law. There will be no crops or harvests, and no grass will grow there. They bowed down before other gods, and worshipped them, gods they had not known, gods that God had not appointed for his people to worship. There are things we do not know, and they belong to the Lord our God. Chapter 30, Moses said to the people, I have already announced to you the blessings and the curses that God promised to send when he brings upon you the punishments, and you are scattered among all the nations where the Lord our God has thrown you. You will remember those blessings and curses. Therefore, if you and your descendants turn back repentant to God, and with all your heart and with all your soul, obey what he commands to do with those curses, the Lord God will punish all your enemies. All who hate, he will do this if you obey the Lord our God. If you keep all his laws and all his commandments that are written in this book of the law of God. And if you turn with all your heart and with all your soul to the Lord our God. But I tell you today that if you abandon God and do not want to obey, and fall into the temptation to worship and serve other gods, then you will be completely destroyed and will not live long in the land that you are about to possess on the other side of the Jordan River. On this day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you, and I give you the opportunity to choose between life and death, between blessing and curse. The commandments that today I am giving to you are not difficult to understand or to keep. Love the Lord our God, obey what He commands, and stay connected to Him. So you will continue to live, and will live many years in the land that the Lord God swore to give to our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and persecute you. And you will obey again the Lord God, and will keep all His commandments, that today I am giving to you. Then God will bless you in everything you do, and will give you many children, many animals, and good harvests. According to the orders that today I am giving to you, then the Lord our God will have mercy on you. He will gather you from all the countries where He has scattered you, and will bring you back to the homeland. Even if you are scattered to the farthest corners of the world, the Lord our God will gather you and bring you back to the land that your ancestors possessed. It will be yours, and God will bless you even more than He blessed your ancestors. The Lord our God will give to you and to your descendants hearts willing to obey, so that you love Him with all your heart and with all your soul, and thus continue to live in that land. Nor are they beyond the sea, so that you ask, who will cross the sea to bring us the commandments, so we may hear them and keep them? On the contrary, the commandments are here with you. You keep them in your heart and can recite them, and therefore you must keep them. Today, I am letting you choose between good and evil, between life and death. If you obey the commandments of the Lord our God that today I am giving to you, and love Him, and walk in the path He shows, and keep all His laws and all His commandments, you will live a long time in the land that you are going to invade, and that will be yours. God will again take pleasure in making you prosper as He did with your ancestors. They are not up in heaven, so that you ask, who will go up to heaven to bring us the commandments so we may hear them and keep them? And God will bless you and give you many descendants. Choose life so that you and your descendants may live many years. Chapter 31. Moses continued saying to the people of Israel, I am already 120 years old and can no longer carry out my work. Besides, the Lord God told me that I will not cross the Jordan River, and you will take possession of the land. And as the Lord commanded, Joshua will lead you. The Lord our God will go ahead of you, and will destroy the peoples you encounter. For it is the Lord our God who goes with you. For you will lead this people in the conquest of the land that the Lord swore to give to our ancestors. He will not leave you nor abandon you. God will destroy those peoples as He destroyed Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and their land. God will hand those peoples over to you, and you must treat them exactly according to the commands I have given you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified of them. So Moses and Joshua went. And there in the sacred tent, the Lord God appeared in a pillar of cloud that stood at the entrance of the tent. When that happens, I will become angry with them and will abandon them. And because they no longer have my help, they will be destroyed. And the Lord said to Moses, You will soon die, and then this people will become unfaithful, going after the gods of the land into which they are entering. We are suffering all this because our God is not with us. Then they will abandon me and worship other gods, breaking the covenant I made with them. Because of this, they will be punished with disasters and difficulties. On that day I will certainly abandon them, for they have done much evil and have worshipped other gods. Then Moses called Joshua, and in the presence of all the people, said to him, Be strong and courageous. And Moses gave them the following command. Every 7 years, in the year appointed for canceling debts, read this law during the Festival of Shelters. The Lord God will go ahead of you. He Himself will be with you, and will not leave you nor abandon you. Do not be afraid or terrified, for I know that after my death they will give themselves to sin and will not obey my commands. Then in the presence of all the people of Israel, Moses recited aloud from beginning to end this song. Then the day will come when they will be punished. Command them to memorize the song, for it will be my witness against them. I will bring my people into that good and rich land that I swore to give to their ancestors. Even before I bring them into the land that I swore to give them, I know very well what they are planning to do there. The Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Be strong and courageous. Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the leaders of the people and to the Levitical priests who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord God, which will belong to the people of Israel. And I will be with you. Moses carefully wrote down in a book all the words of God's law. Moses said to them, "Put this book of the law of God beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord our God." The Lord God said to Moses, "The day of your death is near. Call Joshua, and you both go to the sacred tent. There, in the presence of the people, read the law out loud. Gather all the people, men, women, children, the foreigners who live in the cities where you live, so that they may hear the reading. Learn the law, fear the Lord our God, and faithfully obey everything the law commands. I know that these people are rebellious and stubborn. If they rebelled against the Lord God while I was still alive, how much more will they do so after I die? ... Gather here in my presence all the leaders of the tribes and the other authorities, so that I may tell them all these things. All the Israelites must be present to worship the Lord God in the place he will choose. Thus your descendants who do not yet know the law of God will also hear the reading and learn to fear the Lord our God during all the time. They live in the land on the other side of the Jordan River. There I will give my commands to Joshua. They will abandon me and break the covenant I made with them. They will suffer so many disasters and difficulties that they will say, 'Now write down this song and teach it to the Israelites.' There they will have everything they need and will become rich. And this song will be my witness against them, for their descendants will continue to sing it." I know very well what this people is thinking. On that same day, Moses wrote the song and taught it to the people of Israel. "You will lead the people in the conquest of the land that I promised to give them." And then he gave it to the Levites, who were responsible for carrying the ark of the covenant of the Lord God, so that it may remain there as a witness against the people. I will call heaven and earth as witnesses against them, for their sins will cause God to become angry with them.